Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Hey! What's up, everybody? Welcome to Forgive and Forget. My name is Hal Sadi, aka Khalu, and this is part 3 of my dad, Phil Sadi. It's a shorter episode. There were just a few stories my dad wanted to tell. They're fun and interesting, so please, without further ado, my dad, Phil Sadi, part 3. Welcome back to part 3 with Phil Sadi, and this time we're going to do it a little different. We have a few stories that we want to talk about, and so I have a piece of paper here that I'm going to reference every once in a while. But anyway, let's welcome Phil back to the show. I'm going to hold it again. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much, son.
Thank you for being here, Pop. So
It's my pleasure.
we were going over the stories that you wanted to go over. Do you remember the time that Uncle Gerardo and his wig?
No, well, I'll tell you first thing about Uncle Gerardo. We were walking into Mattel company for the toy fair, and it was around 18 degrees outside, snowing like crazy, the wind blowing like crazy. And this guy was hiding behind a bush, and he came right in front of Gerardo. And he yelled at him, "You better get your money back." And Gerardo yelled at him. He said, what money are you talking about? He said, "Because you went to try to grow your hair, and your hair didn't grow." And Uncle Gerardo was so mad, and the guy ran away. And that same day, Uncle Gerardo, we were going by, the whole four of us.
Who was with you?
That day, it was me, Uncle Charlie, and Jose, and Vanessa,
Okay.
and and
Uncle Gerardo?
Uncle Gerardo see a hair salon, and they had wigs in there. He looked at him and he said, "Let's go. I think I might want to buy a wig." Sure. Come on, let's go in. We'll have the lady try a wig on me. I want to see if I want to buy a wig. So we went in with them. And the lady welcome, welcome. Nice to see you and stuff like that. Really was very appreciative for coming in. He said, "What can I do for you?" He said, "Well, I think I want to buy a wig." "Yeah, I'm very glad that you decide to buy a wig. I will got the wig for you." We brought the first wig. She tried it on him. He looked around on the mirror and everything. He didn't like it. So don't worry. I have more. Then she brought out a second one. And then finally a third one. He said, "Yo, I think this one's very nice." Then she started fixing it according to his face and his hair shape, and he looked pretty good. He said, "I think I like this one very, very much." And then he said to her, "How much is it?" She told him $250. He said, "You know what?" She said, "What?" "Think I'm gonna go home and ask my mother if I can buy that wig. I'll be back." And he took off. He never went back. Then we went away, and we came back at the end of the day. one of the cousin that was with us, he asked Jose. He told Jose, "I think I'm gonna buy this radio." Jose looked at him. "What do you need a radio for?" He said, "Look at this beautiful radio. I don't have a radio in the house." He said, "You know that radio doesn't work in Costa Rica." "What do you mean?" He said, "Turn it on." What they're sitting on there? English. The next station, what they're singing? English. Next station, tell me what they're singing? English. Fourth station, English. And he said, "See what I mean? If you see any French, I mean any Spanish station in there, come to come to think of it, no." He said, "That radio doesn't work in Costa Rica. It only speaks English." And the guy put it down. He never bought it. And one day, this friend of ours came, and he started telling jokes, all different kind of jokes. One joke in particular, I had to translate it to my brother from Spanish to English, and it was like went like this. The guy told the barber that he was going to have a private audience with the Pope John Paul II, because he was Polish, and they gave him a private audience with the Pope. And the barber told him, "Please, when you go to see the Pope, when you come back, please come back and tell me what really happened when you met the Pope." He said, "Sure." So the guy, they went and met the Pope. They had a private audience, and everything went very well with them. And when he came back, he went to get his hair cut again for a month after. And the guy told him, come on, sit down in a chair. You're next. Start telling me what happened, what the Pope told you." He said he told him, well, the Pope was very nice, polite. He would thank us for coming to see him because we're not, we're from the same country, and he really appreciated us not going to see him. But he kept looking at me strange. He said, "What do you mean?" He said, looking at me front and back. I finally asked him, what's wrong, Your Highness? He said, "I just noticed. Would you please tell me who gave you this lousy haircut?" And that's all he said to me. And he told the guy, "That's all he said to you?" And he said, "That's all he said to me."
Do you remember the story, the last of the big tippers?
Oh, yes. We were in Chicago for the business we have, for the business we have now, for good cook, and we in Chicago. They have a show. They come from all over the United States, and they come from all over the world to exhibit all their product. Different companies from all China, Asia, Turkey, England, all over, whatever, a different country, they have a display in there. And When we went in there, well, we used to go in and check our coat, and we used to tip the people that check our coat. But one day, one the people that had a display in there, he said, all them people are paid according to their wages. Everybody is paid. Nobody have to be tipped. So that day, my partner decided not to tip, and my sister went out. I mean, my daughter went out without tipping. Then Gerardo Heikel went out, my partner, without tipping. My brother-in-law was there too, without tipping. And my brother used to go with us to the show. He went out without tipping. And I was the last one. And I took my coat and I didn't tip. This old guy said, well, here goes one of the last tipper. He put everything I'll blame on me because I didn't tip. The biggest tipper, whatever he called it.
The last of the big tippers.
The last of the big tipper.
What about the Alfred Hitchcock story?
My brother, at the wedding of my daughter, he was sitting, him and his friends, and one of his friends. In fact, they were all bald. My brother was bald. His three of his friends were all bald. I was with them too, and I was bald. And but one of us, one girl that used to work with my youngest daughter, the one that got married, she told my brother, I think this guy is famous. One of the guys sitting with us. And she said, what do you mean? Oh, yeah, I think he's famous. Oh, yeah, he's very famous, he told her. What do you mean he's very famous? Who is he? He said, well, do you know Alfred Hitchcock? And she said, yeah, I know Alfred Hitchcock. Well, that's his son. And, he's bald and similar to Alfred Hitchcock. And she believed him. That was Alfred Hitchcock's son. And she was so happy to be sitting with Alfred Hitchcock's son.
This was at Carla's wedding?
At Carla's wedding.
Okay. All right. What the pheasant story?
Well, the first day of pheasant hunting, I used to go with me and my brother-in-law, Ed Latouf, and we used to go hunting pheasant. So one season, we went and we didn't get nothing. We didn't shoot one pheasant. And we came home to my brother-in-law's house, my sister's house, and she made us lunch. I had made lunch and everything. We had lunch. We had a couple of beers and stuff like that. And then she said to us, well, you guys, you came back without getting one pheasant. I'm sitting here home, minding my own business, and I got one pheasant. And she brought out the pheasant and showed it to us, dead pheasant. How did you get this pheasant? And she said, well, the pheasant was in my yard, and she was trying to cross to the other side. As he tried to cross, a car hit him. He hit him, and he pushed him back to my yard. and I went to check on him. He was dead. So I grabbed him. I put him in the back. Then the guy came that he hit the pheasant with the car. He said, I just went by here and I hit a pheasant. I think I killed him. Did you see him? And my sister said to him, I didn't see nothing. What do you mean you didn't see? I didn't see nothing. I was sitting here. I didn't see nothing. And the guy left. And she, because she didn't see nothing, because she went and hit him, she didn't want to give it to him. The pheasant was in her yard. And he just happened to kill it. So she kept it. Without even going hunting.
That's those are all the stories we have written down. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to give me to let me talk about my life and how I went through all through my life, and I want to thank God that God was so good to me. I have given me excellent life, good family, good relative all around me. They all love me, and all my friend really cares about me. I want to thank God for all this. How everything around me is, I'm very happy with. I'm very happy with all my friends, all my life, and all my family. Thank you for everything. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak on your show, Papi.
Oh, thank you for coming, Bud. It's been an honor to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you later, everybody. Bye-bye. That's it, you guys. Part 3. And my dad, Phil Sadi. Please, if you enjoy the podcast, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed this, let us know in the comments and all the other stuff. All right, my forgetters. Bye-bye. Love y'all. Whee!